Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at a couple of viewer submitted matches of StarCraft 2. Starting off, game number 1 on the 2v2 map Dusty Gorge. For Team 1 here, the Teal Zerg. It is... Overlord, really? Comma... something. Teal Zerg, who really needs to move that Overlord a bit quicker. Their ally, the Purple Terran, here also on the left side, it is a Bobus. A Bobus? Can I go with Bob? I'm gonna go with Bob. Playing as their opponents, team number 2, the Red Zerg here in the bottom right, it is Hawk. Hawk. And lastly, Hawk's ally, the blue Protoss here on the far right side, it is Skiemk. People's names, I tell you. At least Hawk and Bob are fine. No issues there. What do we got going on? You know, I know it's minor. I know, in the grand scheme of things, it's such a minor thing to not have your Overlord sorted out. You guys could probably make fun of me, laugh at me for being so, I don't know, focused on it, but it tells a story. What are we doing with that early spawning pool? Who knows? The Queen couldn't even... Did you know you can make the Queen spawn off? Where is my sound? Good lord. Did you know you could make the Queen spawn off center there? Drone Scout from Hawk, who quickly pings, says, they have Zerglings. They killed my Drone Scout with 12 lings. What's everybody else been up to? We have an engineering bay from Bob. Okay. We have a surprisingly normal build from the blue Protoss here. Gate, core, second gate expansion. Unfortunately, would have been really nice to have walled that off. Would have been really nice for that, yeah. The Adept's in a pretty decent spot, but unfortunately it's just not going to be good enough. That Adept is going to go down. The second one's barely halfway done. Where is my Chrono? Do you have enough energy? Chrono boost the Adept. The Lings quickly focusing down the battery. Let's make another one, why not? The Lings do seem quite attracted to batteries, to be fair. Adept pops out. Batteries. We're just losing money on these batteries here. A couple Lings from our friend. This is... They get the pylon. They will be shooed away, but Kama showing some dominance, showing some strength over this poor, innocent Protoss on the other side. Yes, let's get 2 pylons this time. I agree. You need 2 pylons. Luckily, Nexus done. Workers relatively unharmed. Can I see that anywhere? Only 1 probe was killed. That's pretty good. Good job. Blue Protoss and team here. I say you help him. He wants to come through, let them come. Ping. The attack ping. From Kama there. More focused on chewing apart some rocks than much else. We're getting a Spore Crawler at the 4-minute mark here. Despite scouting really no air units other than Overlords. The Zergling Marine combo here. Lings could go for a surround, but you know, they'll get there on their own apparently. Both of the Adepts are going to be picked off actually. Oof. Oh really? I love that this is just completely scouted, too. The Marines are out on the map. There's, Can I see what some other people are up to now? So, on Hawk's side of the map over here, we have a lair, we have an infestation pit. Like, why the infestation pit? Is it quick hive? Possibly. Link speed about halfway done at last. Skiemk, as Protoss do. We have a dark shrine on the way. Also getting Stalker Blink though. Getting a few Stalkers now. The Ling's really doing the heavy lifting on keeping the Protoss safe here. Making sure no Zerglings sneak on by them. That's a 5-minute hive. Excuse me. At least now I know what the infestation pit was for. Alright. I'll save that nuclear missile spot. Very intrigued in people's choice and builds here. We have a 5-minute hive and a nuke rush. Okay then. Yeah, points for a creative wall, too. Overlord gonna spot the Zerglings being supportive to other Zerglings as they chew apart the rocks, 4 health at a time. Other Zerglings. Oh no! My Zerglings might be countered by Zerglings. What are you doing? Honestly, with this high? What is this? A Broodlord rush? Ling? Well, there's no Spire. What are you doing? Ling Ultra. Yes, it's Ling Ultra, of course. Force is going to clash in the middle of the map here. Marines trying to help out. Do a little bit of kiting. I don't think... No, they do have stim. Bob's just not quite sure where the stim button is. Bob, he went to a good school when he was younger. They said, don't do drugs, kids. But Bob, he's been reading up on all of the Terran builds. And he knows you're supposed to get stim packs. You're supposed to get combat shields. But Bob, he's just not quite comfortable actually pushing the button because he knows once you push that button, once you open that road, there's no going back. Those Marines will never be the same, especially with a severe lack of, medevacs on the field. We might get there though. Bob may find a way. If life can find a way, I'm sure Bob can too. We might get there. Ah, yes. +1 for our Ultra Rush here. The Ultra Cavern finish, yeah, it did. But we're not quite ready to actually make any Ultras just yet, though. The DTs at last show themselves here. The drones pulled off the line. There is a single spore. I made fun of this spore earlier. I can no longer make fun of it now, though. More Dark Templar are going to be warped in. Their focus is the Spire, which is an interesting tell. A little surprised, showing that off. Now the Prism Zergling combo here. Bob not quite as quick on the worker pull. Skiemk dangerously close to losing this Prism. Should be okay for now, though. Our siege tanks set up. Hawk guns it for the tanks. The Marines now the only thing that stands between these tanks and doom. And it looks like the Marines will actually win the day there. Scanning the Dark Templar that are hitting a missile turret. Will actually work out, kill a couple of the DTs. They go for the turret, the Prism. Oh my god, the Prism. So low, the DTs doing their best. Scanning those Zealots. Those are Zealots, Bob. The Vendaya scan quickly revealing the DTs as they utterly annihilate the main base of Bob here, who's down to a mere 3 SCVs. What's going on up here? A couple of Zealots, okay. Here we go. The Ultra, here's the punch now, the combo. The Zealots without charge. Oh, they do have charge. Oh, my bad. They do have charge. Okay. Charging up into the main base of the Zerg here. The Ultra is quick to support. And Spore Crawlers don't do much against an Ultralisk, do they? The drone's not so lucky as to get out. Bob, first to tap out, a no GG, quickly followed by Kama. And it is Team 2 who takes the victory here. Hawk with his Ling Ultra Rush, and Skiemk with DTs in dirty places as Protoss do. Well done, well played to you both. An entertaining match. Onwards to game number 2 of the day. For the second match of the day, we find ourselves back on the familiar 1v1 map of Golden Aura. The Red Terran player here, landing into the upper left corner. It is Newt 4th. And the Protoss opponent, already up to no good, it looks like. Blue probes in the bottom right. Alucard Hell. Alucard? Alucard. I don't know. I'm probably going to go with Luke, Protoss, Blue Protoss, Red Terran. Oh, really? We're cannon rushing a Terran? That's not usually a good move. Like, Terran's usually not the pick to cannon rush against. The placement, though, spot on. Mr. Blue Protoss here, not quite a noob when it comes to cannon-related shenanigans. Almost getting that SCV, too. Making the Terran work for it. First cannon going to be plopped down the Terran, undoubtedly feeling a bit of panic. Well, I can agree with the depot. I like the bunker. Unfortunately, that probe is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Mineral walk. God. Really? You call yourself a cannon rusher without mineral walking? Well, the probe sitting on the high ground here is going to cause many a problem. Marine gets into the bunker, should be able to repair now, and that means the ramp should be relatively safe. This depot's the problem. Yeah, the probe can just get right up here. Make a pylon on the high ground, yeah, The factory, now I think is going to have to be the saving grace. Unless you can pull another SCV and try to get another bunker, but I don't think that's necessary at this point. Repairs going out. The cannon cannot reach the Marines, which means this should be relatively safe. Behind this, let's see what the Protoss been up to. There's a gateway? There's a gateway, Batman. The gateway was made on the other side of the map, where all gateways belong, am I right? Us players here. Marines stepping a little far forward, trying to keep that probe away. There's a tech lab. Why do you need a tech lab? Get a cyclone. You filthy Terran, come on. Just make a cyclone, will ya? They're the new thing. They're the hot phrase everybody's been raving about. Get the Marine in the bunker. Oh my god. The Zealot, almost able to get to an SCV. The barracks, can fly. If you lose this barracks, well, now the cannon's focusing the depot. The SCV's going to be one of them going to be gunned down. Repairs initiated behind this. Robo facility. Alucard Hell here. Experienced with transitioning out. Unfortunately, we'll need another gateway back at home, though. With all of the probes destroyed, the Zealot gone, the cannons can be easily cleaned up by these handful of Marines, and the decorative siege tank has arrived to provide not-so-decorative tank support. Pylon will be destroyed now. The question, how do they transition out of it? How do they take their macro turns? Yes, build a cannon against someone who has siege tanks out on the field. Don't know what that was, but it was canceled. Pylon, maybe. Battery. Artfully placed on the low ground here. Immortal is the choice. This individual has no gateway. No gateway. And no intention of making one yet, it seems, either. So we're just gonna go with Immortal. There are definitely worse choices to make, I suppose. Into Stargate. Because you need a cyber core to make a Stargate, not a gateway. Yeah. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. You do now. The Cannon Immortal combo going to hold the front door here against Jimmy. Ooh, that had to hurt. You cannot tell me the Marine maintained his movement speed through all of that. Marine will eventually get away. There you go. Cyclone, finally. Getting the Hurricane thrusters, too, off of that tech lab. It's a mech. Mech game. Mech game versus Protoss versus a Cannon Rush. Interesting. Viewers making choices. Both of these players making choices. Intriguing choices. There's still no gateway. There's no gateway on this map. Place your bets now, everyone. I beseech ye. Place your bets. You can share it in the comments below if you want. Will this Protoss ever make another gateway? I am thus far unconvinced. I think Mr. Hell here has no plans of making any more gateway units. And on the other side, the Terran, I'm going to speed this up a little bit, you two taking your macro turns. We have a mech composition coming online, Banshees, Cyclones, a hidden base. Very good. Bingo bases initiated. What's so special about this crew? Were you trying to time this with Hurricane thrusters? Usually you want to have more than 4 Cyclones if you're doing a Hurricane thruster kind of push. Well, let's see how it goes. Still no gateway. The gateway check. The Immortals. The Tempest here is actually really helpful as long as it doesn't die. Don't lose the Tempest. You need the Tempest to make sure those siege tanks die. A little bit of vision would be helpful too. The Cyclone's job is to protect the siege tank at this time. Overcharge is going to run out. The Banshee was the first shot from the Tempest. Raven going to be picked off with no spell usage. Perfect. Thank you. Very good. You're still just making Immortals and Tempest. And I know what you're thinking. Indigos, this sounds like a kind of viewer challenge. No, this one was not me. I promise. This one reached the Immortal Tempest no gateway conclusion all on their own. I wish I could take the credit, I really do, but it's not me. The mech player unsure of their choices in life, going to lose something, I think a tank, maybe a Cyclone. Gonna lose something there, and quickly make their way back home, yes. Terrans hiding behind their metaphorical wall here. Third CC's finishing up. The third Nexus doing pretty good though. I think a recall might have happened to get some probes over here. Alucard playing this pretty well though. I'm impressed. Intrigued. We're moving into Colossi now, which is fine. I'll say it's fine. Usually, you want, some things to support them, to help them out on the ground. But who am I to judge? Who am I to judge this fair Protoss player who's also making Phoenix? Phoenix, Colossi, Immortal Tempest. We're just avoiding gateway units like they are the plague. Thermal Lance is gonna finish up. Tectonic destabilizes on the way as the Terran takes their third. I see now why this game was submitted to me, why my replay individual chose this match for me. This is all sorts of interesting. The two fine players here, Diamond, I'm guessing. Two Diamond players thinking for themselves. The mech composition's gonna move in. Overcharge used is not gonna save those Tempests, though. The Viking Cyclone combo proven to be just a bit too much damage. There's barely any Siege Tank support. It's unsieged. Siege Tank attack doing not too well, though. The Protoss looking to hold. There's a Void Ray. Oh, you lose. I lose too, technically. I was betting no. A gateway is made. Oh, was the Cyber Core? No, he wanted another core. Alucard wanting the second Cyber Core for upgrades. It says, why can't I make a Cyber Core? I thought I had a gateway. No, you didn't have a gateway. You haven't had a gateway for 8 minutes in an 11-minute match. Perfection. Viking Cyclone. We're very anti-air. Fusion Core on the way as well. You battle cruiser lovers. Scouting Pylon. Got a stutter step against those pylons. You never know when they'll get you. Vikings quickly taking out a couple of the Protoss air units. Some solid shooting there. Terrans. The Cyclones get a little too focused on the cannon, though. Gonna quickly lose all of that. The Colossi is not quite good against Vikings. Might want to keep that a little more safe. Mama ship. 2/3 of the way done. Clean your room, boys. Get that homework completed. She's coming. And I don't think you want your homework unfinished when she gets here. Completely unscouted? Yeah, just completely unscouted. Nuke here, operating with slightly bad information, thinking Alucard on a mere 3 bases. Not quite so. The production from Alucard is an issue, though. Focusing on just Tempest at this point. More than 3 Stargates, come on. If you're gonna go this route, at least commit. Get 5, 6 Stargates. 4 Robos. If you're gonna go this no gateway style, at least show me you're committed to it. Go ham, as the kids say. I don't know what makes ham so committed, so, full throttle, but apparently I've heard go ham. My word of the day, my slang of the day I learned. A lot of Vikings. The leader of the Viking squadron clearly shows himself, allowed to operate on the ground, and quickly destroyed by the presence of 4 immortals. The mothership actually casts 1 spell. Was it helpful? You decide. A lot of Vikings, no AoE, no splash, no storm from the Protoss, which means these Tempests are not going to get the job done. The Immortals, though, also not going to get the job done. It's too many Vikings. Just as the battle cruiser shows itself, all of the Tempests are destroyed. You know what I need? You know what I need? Oracles. Boom. We got there. 3 Oracles on the way to fight a battle cruiser and a bunch of Vikings. The Protoss surely... Yeah, that went as expected. 1 Void Ray, 1 Oracle, the Protoss spiraling. Swimming in minerals says, I think I'll get those Stargates you mentioned now. Yes, how about now? As a battlecruiser and Viking swarm here, the Viking squadron, I should say. I like the battlecruiser commander. We just had 1 here. There's another one. I halfway. Void Ray, not able. Oh, that overcharge. Ouch, that overcharge. Stargates will be destroyed. Protoss infrastructure falling apart. Maybe the mothership will save us. You know, the mothership is supposedly the ultimate Protoss vessel. Recently changed in the balance patch too, to be more functional, to be more useful. Able to cast its spells and really get into that mode of ultimate Protoss warship. Yeah. Well, that was a trip. Thank you for the submission. Thank you for the entertaining match. And shame on you. Shame on you both for your creative decisions and thinking for yourself. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.